Let's get started. Let's start with Rizan. Rizan, go ahead, start.
Hi, everyone. I'm Razan, and this is my BSMD college plan. So my preferred path is the BSMD program. This is because you have a lot more assurance that you're going to get into a medical school and you don't have to worry about applying or anything after college. So it's a lot less stress. You can just focus on school, and I think that's really important. So for my academics, the way I planned out all of them was I found the prerequisites for each class and I chose the most challenging courses I wanted to. So I planned according to that. So in freshman year right now, I'm taking honors biology and algebra 1. And then in sophomore year, I'm going to be taking honors chemistry and honors algebra 2 trigonometry. And so I'm able to take honors algebra 2 because I'm going to be taking geometry over the summer. And then for junior year, I'm taking AP biology and honors pre-calculus. And then in senior year, I'm going to be taking AP chemistry and AP calculus AB. Now for test prep, I'm going to try to take both the SAT and the ACT because the preparation is similar. But I'm going to be more focused on the ACT because, as Coach Joe's told us, it is more predictable, and the science section is easier because it's not really science concepts. It's mostly just like looking at and analyzing graphs and data, and there's more geometry. And I'm going to start preparing in the summer of my 10th grade so that I'm able to take like as many tests as I can throughout my 11th grade so that I get the score that I really want. So for my resume, I want to show my leadership capabilities. Right now, I'm already in a leadership position at a volunteering organization. So I want them to know, or wherever I'm applying to, that I'm able to take on tasks that they assign to me. And same thing for being driven and passionate. I want to show that I am driven and passionate and that I'll bring that to whatever position that I go to. So for my extracurricular activities, here's just 3. For research, I definitely want to do research. I'm currently doing research here at Gifted Gabber with Dr. Raj. And so my goal is to have at least 2 published papers by the end of high school. My goal is 3 or 4, but at least 2. And I'm already almost done with 1. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. And then for shadowing, I think that it's very important to shadow because you can really see whether or not you are cut out for being a doctor and whether or not you want to be a doctor. And I definitely want to explore different specialties of doctors. So I'm going to try to shadow a pediatrician, a neurologist, and a psychiatrist because that's what interests me. And then for a summer program, I'm going to try to take part in SIMR, which is the Stanford Institutes of Medical Summer Research Program, where you conduct research over the summer with like a one-on-one mentor in a lab. And then for volunteering, right now, I'm volunteering at the Aga Khan Foundation, more specifically, the Orange County Ismaili Jamaat Khana, which is my place of prayer. And I've been volunteering there since I was like 8 years old, and I've gotten some PVSAs, President's Volunteer Service Awards from there. So I started off as a junior volunteer, and now I'm a youth team lead, which means that I guide younger volunteers on various tasks like ensuring things run smoothly during prayer ceremonies, and just making sure that I can and other volunteers can help any members of the congregation in any way possible. And then I'm also about to start volunteering at Care Plus Hospice. I'm actually coming in for orientation next week. And at this place, I would be providing a companion to patients through hospice. So I'd just be going to a patient's home and interacting with them. And then lastly, Red Cross, where I would be working as a blood donor ambassador. And I've emailed them with like the responses to all the questions they've asked me, and I'm receiving my training soon. Okay, so for my passion project, I want to get involved with the National Alopecia Areata Foundation. So I think that this would be key because my current research topic here is actually alopecia. So I think that would create a really nice like picture for my like resume. And so what I want to do is get involved with their legislative mentor program, which would allow me to speak with my state's legislators about what they can do to better the alopecia community. And I also want to get involved with their team up program, which is where you plan and raise awareness for alopecia at various sports events. And so for study skills, I think that study skills are extremely important because as I said earlier, I'm going to be trying to take the most challenging courses that I can. So the first study skill that I learned here was breaking down large tasks. And I think this is really important because by doing this, you create so many more like attainable goals. So you are definitely more motivated to just get at it. Number two, using a planner / calendar so that you never forget your deadlines and know all of your tasks. And number three, I think this is very important, taking practice tests, because more often than not, teachers give you the material, but on tests, you have to be able to apply the knowledge that you receive from your study guides. So it'll help you understand test-like questions. For my honors and awards, first of all, I do want a PVSA, hopefully by the end of this year. You need to have 100 hours of volunteering with an organization if you're under the age of 16. I believe once you're 16 or older, you need 250 hours. So it's definitely more attainable when you're 15 or younger. Uh, Next, I want to be a national AP scholar, which means that I would have to score a 4 or higher on at least 8 AP exams. Now, this would be very challenging, but it's a great goal. And if not, then I think I can earn one of the other AP Scholar Awards. And then lastly, I want to get the AP Capstone Diploma when I graduate, which means that I would have to have a 3 or higher on AP Seminar and AP Research, their AP exams, and another additional 3 or higher on 4 AP exams. Thank you so much for listening. Any questions?
Yeah. Great job, Rizan. That was a wonderful presentation. So a big round of applause to each and every student is here, and then Rizan. Okay, so next up we have Divya Prem Shankar. You want to share?
Hi, everyone. I'm Divya, and this is my BSMD college plan. This slideshow is kind of just a summary of everything we have learned in the past couple of sessions. And I just want to say thank you to Coach Joe for helping us so much. And yeah, so first of all, in one of our first weeks, we did a personality test, and these are 3 different ones that we did. And then the first one was VARC, which is basically about like how you learn. So as you can see here, I have a 13 for kinesthetic, which means I learn things more hands-on. And then the MBTI test, which is what your personality is. And I got ESFP, which means that I'm an extrovert and I'm very outgoing. And then for my executive functioning skills, my strengths are emotional control, organization, and flexibility. So this was session 1. And then session 2, we talked about our academics. So this is just an example of the science classes that I'm going to be taking. So freshman year, just the basic bio and chemistry, and then sophomore and junior and senior, getting a little bit more tough with the APs. And my school offers a bunch of science electives. So some of them are like genetics, anatomy, and more. Next, for my standardized tests, I want to take both the SAT and ACT. I know that I want to take them sophomore to junior year, so somewhere around that time, hopefully sophomore year. Next, this is a summary of my resume. So I just kept it very simple for this slide, but in my resume, I mentioned the classes I'm taking. I also mentioned that like I want to be like challenged, and that's why I'm taking like hard classes. For my extracurriculars, I mentioned like the clubs I was in and awards. I got like the PVSA, for my volunteering, I'm part of this program called TPW. And then volunteering at Engine, which is basically a program where you can sign up and you teach English to students in Ukraine. And then I also mentioned my jobs, a job that I'm in right now, and my personality and like how I am as a person. Next, these are my extracurricular activities. So right now I'm in speech and debate and HOSA, but in the future I hope to join more clubs like medical club, key club, NHS art club, and probably more. I still gotta look into that. For volunteering, I definitely want to volunteer in a hospital and also shadow extra programs like I mentioned before, TPW and Engine. And then in our session about volunteering, we talked about volunteer match, and I definitely want to participate in the volunteering programs I matched with in there. And there was one where it was called Miles for Migraine, which I hope I'll attend over the summer. And I also want to volunteer at the libraries, since like a lot of the school's clubs just volunteer at the library. For my passion project, my slide doesn't have too many details on it, but as I was saying before, I want to start a club in my school and partner up with Engine, because I know a lot of people that have been looking to gain volunteer hours, but they don't have the time for Key Club or any other clubs. So I feel like Engine is a great way to gain volunteer hours, but also it's not that much of a time commitment, but you're still making an impact. For study skills I've acquired, definitely time management, planning, like using a planner, stress management, how to manage my stress effectively. Like for weeks, I have like a bunch of tests, and also how to study for those tests efficiently. For honors and awards, I want to gain some volunteering awards, AP awards, honors, and awards for things I'm interested in. For example, the volunteering award, I have a PVSA, but I want to get a gold one. So that's a goal that I have. And then for AP awards, I want to get, there's different types of AP awards, like the national one and the capstone one for taking different AP classes. For honors, it's just like awards that I get from clubs like speech and debate, HOSA, and all the club competitions that we do. And for interests, I want to get like awards for my art, or awards for like music, because I really like music and art. And that was it for my presentation. Again, thank you, Coach Joe, for guiding us. And also thank you to all the assistants that helped. And that's my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Wonderful job, Divya. That was an amazing presentation. One thing I've learned about this generation is they're supremely intelligent, okay? But the only problem is their attention span is 8 seconds. And it's the evolution of the brain. And with proper guidance, they can like just soar high. As you can see here, given an opportunity to present, they'll just go out of the way to create a presentation and do it. So I'm really proud of my students, and I'm going to miss them a lot. And it's great that, Divya, I love the idea of you trying to start an Engine club in school. Please go through that. If you hit any hurdles or obstacles, please don't give up. You can reach out to Engine themselves and ask how you can start a club. So that's a great, great, great idea. So everyone, 2 questions for people presenting, and also learn from their plan as well. So Aryan, would you like to present, please?
This is my BSMD college plan. So about me, I want to do the combined BSMD program, especially at Augusta University, because it's close to home as I live in Georgia, and I'm looking forward to do the 7-year pathway there. And some of my executive functioning skills include emotional control, flexibility, and working memory. However, some of my weaknesses are planning, organization, and sustained attention. So right now, as a freshman, I have taken Introduction to Healthcare and Magna Biology. So these are just my classes that I think are related to my healthcare, like as I want to go into medical. So in my sophomore year, I'm planning on taking Essentials of Healthcare and AP Biology. In junior year, I'm taking AP Chemistry, Organic Chemistry, and Patient Care Fundamentals. And in my senior year, I'm planning on taking Advanced Genetics Research and Allied Health. So I plan on taking the ACT in the junior year and the SAT in my sophomore year. So here's some things from my resume. I feel like that I'm a hardworking and determined student, but I'm not that good with computers. I'm in several clubs, including Model UN, HOSA, Speech and Debate, and Robotics. And I'm also looking forward to starting my own club at my school, a neuroscience club. And I'm currently in 9th grade. And some of my volunteering activities include me volunteering at the Wellstar Kennestone Hospital this summer. And I currently volunteer at a nursing home where I help lead activities and I talk with the patients. And then my passion project is going to be starting some sort of organization, whether it be a club or a nonprofit, that helps educate people, especially in lower income areas, about basic health facts and how they can protect themselves from illnesses. And some study skills I acquired was I've started being more organized by listing my activities on an online planner. I also started prioritizing my tasks. However, I do not have the best time management skills, but I am working on that. And I'm also working on staying focused while I'm working. And these are some of the honors and awards I'm looking forward to. The President's National Service Award, the AP Scholar, either with distinction or honor, and some Model UN awards. Oh, wait. I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Great job, Aryan.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, and a neuroscience initiative is very, very good. I had a student, Darshini, who was my last year's student. So she had something called as neuro elevation, where her passion was sharing information about mental health and everything else. And she got 80,000 scholarship, and the admissions officer wrote an acceptance. I mean, in the acceptance letter, wrote that it was her mental health initiative that really got her that kind of scholarship. So amazing. Please go ahead and I mean, if you need any help with your neuroscience, you can start a neuroscience club in school, like spread awareness, get experts to speak and everything. So great plan, Aryan. Wonderful.
Thank you.
So everybody, a big round of applause to Aryan. And any questions for Aryan, please put them in the chat. Okay, next up, my favorite boy, Kevin. Kevin, you want to go ahead?
So a little bit about me is that in the beginning of the BSMD program, we discussed about VARC, visual, auditory, read, write, and kinesthetic, like the learning strategies. And I found out that I'm an auditory and reader write learner, and I can really pick up stuff because I have a good ear, and reading and writing is just very simple and easy. And the Myers-Briggs type indicator, my personality is ESFP, extroversion, sensing, feeling, and perceiving. And this means I'm very energetic, social, expressive, resourceful, adaptable, and hands-on with everything I do. And with the executive functioning skills, I am very good with being able to manage my stress and just take it out on like very fun things and stuff. And also time management. Academics, here's my plan for that. In sophomore year, I would be taking AP Bio and Honors English. In junior year, I'll take AP Chemistry and AP Literature. And in senior year, I'll take AP Physics and Statistics. For standardized tests, I plan on taking the ACT and the SAT because I want to explore both and experiment and just have experience in both areas. And I plan on taking my SATs in junior year to senior year, and I don't know exactly when I'll be taking the ACT. For my resume, my personality traits would be I'm very good at problem solving, understanding, and applying my knowledge to things in daily life or specific things as well. For my extracurricular activities, I play piano, I play basketball, and I swim for my high school swim team. And I do many volunteering activities as well. Cool. For the volunteering activities, this summer I plan on volunteering at the Nature Barn Center, which is like a mini zoo near my house. And I also am currently volunteering at my CB Cares. It's an organization in my school that gives us volunteering opportunities. I'm also in NJHS, which also gives me a lot of volunteering opportunities throughout the year. I'm shadowing at a local animal hospital, and I'm shadowing one of the doctors there. I've also been volunteering at my church as an altar server for about 2 years now. For my passion project, I want to create an archery club. I've been interested in archery for a very long time, and I would like to share my knowledge and my interest with others in my school as well. Study skills I acquired during the program are time management, organization, and being able to manage my stress better. Honors and awards I strive to get are the PVSA Award, Piano Awards, and valedictorian. For the PVSA Award, I want to get hopefully the Gold Award before I'm 16. For Piano Awards, I want to be able to compete in many competitions and win trophies and medals and certificates. My end goal by the end of high school is to become valedictorian, and hopefully I can achieve that. I just want to thank Coach Joe for helping me and being such a great teacher. Thank you.
Awesome, Kevin. As you can see, I mean, the opportunities, these kids are dreamers, and Kevin has been speaking about starting an archery club forever. Kevin, I hope that you are able to fulfill your dream. I mean, it gives me great pleasure to work with these kids. I mean, every week they come, they're full of energy. They want to learn. They want to plow through. They ask questions, and they created their own plan. And I just taught them stuff. And as you can see here, we worked backwards. They were admission officers as well last Wednesday, where they saw sample applications. So it became very real for them. So the way I teach is entirely different. There is no rule book that I follow or a curriculum, but it's more how to enhance the performance and learning of Gen Z, because they're an incredibly smart generation, and they need just guidance to soar high, right? So it's wonderful, Kevin. I'm so proud of you. Next, we have Dia. Dia is a wonderful, wonderful girl. In fact, I mean, she's been my intern. She also I hire her for all my webinars. She's there. She'll make sure that my webinar runs very, very smoothly. And she's like a very, very enthusiastic girl with a lot of energy. So amazing. Each and every one of you, I mean, you're so special. So go ahead.
My name is Dia Menon again, and this is my BSMD college plan. Okay, so first of all, in the very first session, we kind of got to know each other, what kind of personalities we have, what we're interested in. It was just kind of like treading the waters. So in terms of my learning style, I learn best through visual and auditory. Specifically, I'm a high visual learner, so I really thrive well on diagrams and little images. And I also enjoy listening because it helps me kind of grasp the information. So tagging up on that, looking at a diagram while also hearing about how the diagram works actually really helps me remember. My MBTI, I am actually an ENFJ, which is categorized as a protagonist, yay. So this means that for my study skills, I tend to focus on an overarching goal, which really motivates me to focus toward an endpoint and encourages my creativity. However, the one downside of this is that it can mean that I tend to not focus on the details as much, which is something I've learned to deal with and manage. And then for my strengths and deficits, for executive functioning skills, I am a hard worker when I'm motivated, and I can really easily adapt. But again, I need to improve my organization and that detail orientation, which is what I've been coming to this course for. Okay, so my ideal program. As many people stated, I really would like to do an accelerated BSMD program, maybe in Miami University or possibly UMKC. I'm not completely sure if this is the program I want to focus on, as I do actually have an option of attending a state school and knocking off 2 years, which would kind of be equivalent to a BSMD program in itself. The BSMD program, however, just allows me to not take the MCAT, which is, we don't like standardized testing. So that'd be good for me. Okay, so my academics, these are some of the relevant academics that I feel would help me in the BSMD and medical field. So my freshman year, I took biology honors, chemistry honors, and I took foundations of health science. And then this year, I'm taking AP Calculus, AP Biology, and AP Seminar. I'm working towards the AP Capstone Diploma. I'm also taking Health Science 1 as part of my overarching MBSA diploma, Medical Bioscience Academy diploma. Junior year, I'm planning on taking AP Chemistry, AP Research to complete that capstone diploma, and taking Health Science 2. And senior year, I'll take AP Statistics and AP Physics. Again, this is not a solid list, but this is generally what I'm looking forward to. Okay, so my plan for the essay standardized testing. So I've actually already taken the SAT. I got a 1580 on that. I've taken PSAT freshman and sophomore year. And unfortunately, I scored the exact same on both rounds, 1490, but I will be working towards that so I can score even higher in my junior year. And my ACT, I will be taking that my junior year because my school does have a program installed where all juniors are required to take the ACT. So I'm not really getting out of that. Okay, so for my resume, so there's three main components that I want to focus on my resume. First of all, the identifying information, which is my headshot and the relevant personal information. Coach Joe made a very relevant point about not including your entire home address, but just there's only the relevant details that matter in that specific job, which I feel is a very important thing to consider. And then academics, I'd like to elaborate on the extent of my academic achievements. Again, only the relevant stuff. We don't want to make it a word salad. And as my AP seminar teacher so often says, a shoe obfuscation, don't word salad. And then extracurriculars, I will actually tailor my extracurriculars included on my resume so that it can best fit the specific job I'm applying for. For example, if I'm trying to apply for a medical program, I'd put more medical-based activities. But if I'm focusing more on something like generalized volunteering, I'd like to broadly encompass all the volunteering I've done. And then my extracurricular activities. Are you ready? Okay, so my volunteering activities. So I've actually already shadowed one of my local doctors, and I actually got accepted into the UNC volunteering program in North Carolina, which is a program where students are selected and they can go volunteer at UNC hospital doing clinical, pharmaceutical tasks, etc. So I'm really excited about that. Actually, through Volunteer Match, which was, I believe, our 5th session, Coach Joe introduced us to Volunteer Match in kind of finding some volunteer opportunities that are tailored. So through that, I actually got associated with Liberty Hospice, which I do have an interview coming this Saturday, so wish me luck. Oh, sorry, this Sunday, so wish me luck. And additionally, outside of that, I do volunteer at Vocus Ministries as a bagger and a floater, which I think helps exemplify my personalitability and my communication skills. And then my passion project, I'd like to elaborate on my research, which was on the PGD process by shadowing an embryologist or fertility specialist to add on to my research so I can further exemplify that. Additionally, I do already have an organization called Team Kits, which aims to foster neurodiversity inclusion within team settings and group settings. And fun fact, we actually did get to present we did implement our program in a California school, and we've presented to the Houston IUD program in Texas. And then on the fun side, I'd like to do a badminton club with one of my best friends because a lot of us really love badminton, but unfortunately, our school doesn't really consider it a sport. So we're going to fix that. And then study skills I have acquired. So there's 3 main things that I focused on before, but I'd like to elaborate again. I tend to not have the best organization skills, which Coach Joe taught me how to kind of fix that. So one of the main things she mentioned was using planners and kind of dividing up your time, which really does help me get all of my work done. And I found that I have more free time to do even more, so thank you, Coach Joe. And additionally, time management, which kind of flows off of organization. I don't know necessarily if you mentioned this specifically, but one time management skill that I found was really helpful was alternating between tasks to avoid brain drain. because sometimes when I'm working on my calculus homework, I just get really, really tired of it and I stop performing as well. So then at that point, I would switch over to another activity so I could build that up, and I'd still continue doing work, I'd still keep up that motivation because it's alternating. Because again, I do need a lot of things to focus. I want to be motivated when I'm doing something. And then again, another study skill is the method use. So Pomodoro's method and active recall, I found they really helped me. I haven't used Pomodoro's method in a specific way, but I do think that if I implement it in my study regimen, it will actually greatly improve my capacity to remember and learn. And then my honors and awards, I kind of went all out on this. So some of my leadership positions, I'm the founder of an organization called Kids Empower Community, otherwise abbreviated KEC. I'm also the co-founder of Teen Kits, which I mentioned before as the Neurodiversity Inclusion Project, which I'm hoping to continue as my passion project. I'm a speech and debate chair within my school's speech and debate team, and I teach over 150 kids between 2 middle schools the basics of speech skills and public forum debate. And this is especially important because our school really does not have the resources, and these schools do not have the resources to hire well-trained debate coaches. So a lot of what we're doing is communities coming together and kids coming together to get something so we can amplify the next generation, which I feel is a very important thing to put forward. Additionally, I am the HOSA parliamentarian for this year. So I did assist in hosting RLC, Regional Leadership Conference, at our school. And so some diplomas and publications that I'm looking for, some other things I want to put are my Medical Bioscience Academy diploma, which I will get at the end of my 12th grade year, AP Capstone diploma, which I am working for my 11th grade year, Wake Tech Associates in Science diploma, which I'm working towards. I'm not completely sure if I want to I have the time to put in that much work to get the entire diploma, but I really do want to work towards it. Additionally, I'd like to earn the National AP Scholar Award, and I'd like to kind of elaborate my PGD research paper and publish it in a good research journal. And then some awards that I've earned. I got 3rd place at HOSA SLC Prepared Speaking from the 2021 to 2022 school year. And I got 3rd place at the Wearable Device Challenge hosted at North Carolina State University from 2021 to 2022, where we created a device that helps identify the conditions favorable to heat stroke and prevent the condition. And then this year, I got 1st place at HOSA SLC for pathophysiology, and 2nd place for Wearable Device Challenge at North Carolina State University again, where we devised a glove that sends out vibrations to alert blind people of where objects are, which can really help in daily tasks as compared to a cane, which is very wieldy and heavy. And then additionally, I am working towards my piano diploma. I don't know necessarily if I'll finish it by my 12th grade year, but at least I will have multiple certificates to prove my excelling in this program. So thank you for listening. Any questions?
Wonderful, Dia. Yeah, it is a wonderful and very, very detailed plan. So it's pretty amazing. Next, we have Ananya. Ananya, you want to share?
Hello, my name is Ananya Sardana, and I applied for the BSMD program with not much knowledge on the program itself, but what I really learned a lot from this program, and I'm very interested in going down this particular route in the medical field. So in our very first session of the BSMD program, we looked into a variety of different things that would form essentially like the basis of you as a student, how you excel in learning, and what type of path you should try studying, learning, and growing in that suits you best. So in order to understand this, we needed to know about first our executive functioning skills. So for me in particular, I have excellent emotional control, flexibility, and goal-directed persistence. However, I also looked at my weaknesses, and that was more in like the time management, planning, and organizational fields. So following the executive functional skills, we learn more about our MBTI, which is our personality type. So this personality type, well, for me was INFP, which means that I'm introverted, intuitive, feeling, and perceiving. So this essentially tells, what this tells about me is that I'm more of an introverted person, and I tend to, I'm more of a counselor or a person who focuses on feeling as well as thinking. So emotions and understanding emotions are very important to me, and I do pretty well. We also looked at our VARC, which was essentially telling us what type of student or what type of learning do we have as a student, and what type of learning or learning method works best with us. So for me particularly, I am more of an oral and kinesthetic learner, which essentially means that I am more of a sensory learner, and I tend to learn best by hearing and auditory methods. Kinesthetic essentially means that I like to interact with what I'm learning, so I like hands-on learning, and I like to be able to draw new conclusions and add to the topic that I'm learning, or create with the topic I'm learning. So for academic courses in one of our middle sections, I'm fairly certain it was the second or third session in the BSMD course, we mapped out the courses that I would be taking in all 4 years. And this is really important because previously I had virtually no planning for the classes that I would be taking in schools, and being able to reach my graduation requirements without having to worry about anything, while also looking into courses that would help me further, not just in college applications, but also in my passions and what I like doing. I'm currently in the SMACS magnet program at Poolsville High School. So and it's the science, math, and computer science program there. And so I have a lot of different extra courses offered to me specifically that go further depth into those fields. So in my freshman year, I'm taking pre-calculus AP, magnet, physics, which is also magnet, chemistry, magnet, computer science principles, which is magnet, and research engineering, which are magnet. So I'm not taking any science-based AP courses, but I am taking two AP courses not related to sciences to kind of get me started. So I'm taking AP Seminar and AP Government. So I have a better understanding of the AP before I go into harder APs. Well, in the sense that more educational, like taxing or heavier AP subjects that cover more topics. In my sophomore year, I am taking pre-calculus CD, biology, Earth Space Systems, which is similar to AP Environmental Sciences, AP Computer Science A, which is AP Computer Science Java, and Foundations of Technology, which is essentially another engineering class. Junior year, I'm taking AP Calculus CD, AP Biology, AP Physics, AP Statistics, and AP Computer Science Principles, as I already finished as I would have already finished AP Java, which is AP CSA in sophomore year. And then in senior year, I'll be taking AP Chemistry, AP Psychology, AP Environmental, AP Economics, and for sciences not related to AP classes, I would be taking Anatomy and Physiology, as well as Cellular Physiology, which I didn't put up on the board. But by planning out all of my courses for all 4 years, and I would recommend this for everybody, you're able to understand a map of everything that you're doing so that you're never overwhelmed in any of the years that you're in school, and you're able to take advantage of the courses available to you. So planning for all of these 4 years and all of these courses is incredibly important, and I would definitely recommend looking more into that. For standardized testing, I will be taking both the SAT and ACT tests. For SAT, I would be taking my first attempt, we planned out so that it would be in August of my 11th grade, so my sophomore year. and if necessary, a second attempt by March of my 11th grade. And I would also be taking the ACT after my first attempt of the SAT in March of 11th grade as well. So for my resume, one of the sessions in the BSMD course was surrounding creating your own resume and how to create your resume. Before this, I had very little knowledge of what was going to be on my resume, so I didn't know where to start. But with the template given to us and then working off of that and filling in everything we need to fill in, there are many different components of the resume and involved in writing the resumes. So for my resume, I put more emphasis on volunteering, especially as I thought my volunteering experience and all of the different things that I've done, specifically tailored to the medical field, would help with showing that I am committed to doing this and I care about doing this. So I am not simply just researching the topics behind or academically the topics behind medical sciences, but also I am trying to get involved in and understand better what the medical field is about and what the purpose of the medical field is in terms of families, in terms of just well-being in general. Then I'd be looking into jobs or any internships I was taking, and we learn more about shadowing opportunities. And I have actually already completed shadowing with a nearby doctor in cardiology, and so I was able to get the wonderful opportunity of shadowing there. And I also I learned from the BSMD program. Coach Joe told us about this one online version of virtual shadowing, and I've scheduled times for doing that, so that should be very interesting coming forward. And then awards, I didn't really understand what are like the importance of the awards were or where to go with these awards, but I think after discussing, it's very important to include an honors and awards section in my resume to show what I have done so far, what I actually have done, and what merit are the actions that I've taken. And classes, and then also my personality, why I'm going into this, who am I as a person, should also be included in the resume. So for extracurricular activities, I've taken a good share, I think, at a bunch of different things. I don't think, what I learned from the BSMT course was that it's important to not only do medical related extracurricular activities, but also what feels important to you and what you like outside of just medicine. Your life isn't just medicine. So showing you as a person, as an activist, as a speaker, as a communicator, and as a person who wants to reach out or as passionate about something is also very important. So for my personal extracurricular activities of choice was like debate, and I also do public speaking at my school. And I created an environmental awareness club as well, which would entail like funding or fundraising, as well as going to regional parks and different communal events to clean up and spread awareness and just understand what crisis we are in right now and what our actions are doing and how we can decrease the environmental impact that we have, as well the negative environmental impact we have currently. I'm also in the cybersecurity club, and I love dance as well as music. So I do dance at my school, but also outside of my school. For medical related extracurricular activities, I am in a HOSA and Red Cross Club, as well as I want to, but I haven't yet come to the point of creating a first aid club to talk about awareness of what you should be doing and how you can deal with medical emergencies and how to prevent medical emergencies, as well as participating in the Combating Childhood Cancer Club. Some other clubs that I'm interested in and other extracurriculars that I have is Key Club. I'm not able to go into NHS right now as I'm still an underclassman, but when I'm in junior year, I'm able to join NHS, which is the National Honor Society. I also am the co-founder of Generation Ratify, which is a club on activism for equality of all people and just pushing for diversity and acceptance of all types of people. So it's more of supporting your community and supporting all types of people. So for volunteering, there are 3 main types of volunteering that I'm doing currently, and that's hospital volunteering. I'm doing hospital volunteering at Holy Cross Hospital, and or I will be doing volunteering at Holy Cross Hospital this summer, starting this summer, as well as Shady Grove Hospital, and that would be through 10th through 12th grade. I would also be I will be doing nursing home volunteering, which would be starting this summer as well. And I currently do tutoring to middle school kids in my area, and I am in advocate for the Pink Space organization, which deals with teaching kids of underrepresented or lower class neighborhoods, different STEM fields, and getting them more used to higher education topics or topics in the technological advancement field or STEM, as well as STEAM particularly. And my environmental volunteering would be in the park services and fundraising, while I also do some at different particular timings, not all the time. I do food drives with Mama Food Drive. For honors and awards, I don't have many honors and awards currently, but I plan to get the PDSA, which is a Presidential Volunteer Service Award for a certain number of SSL hours and just in recognition for your volunteering. I also want to get the AP Scholars Award, and for competitions, I'm interested in a variety of competitions, and I have like a list of the competitions I want to do in the future or in the coming school year and from then onwards, which is Regeneron. Hopefully, I'm not going to put my bets on it, but I will apply for Regeneron. And there's a bio engineering, which is another competition that I'm very interested in. CyberStart, which I have got a scholarship for already, for getting, which is essentially a starting almost for introduction into the cybersecurity field, and it's a very interesting competition to look into. It's not available currently, but it's available throughout the school year, starting I think September or November. And for other honors and awards could include like awards I get from my club activities or from dance, which I do 3 different forms of Indian dance, Bollywood, and then 2 forms of Indian classical dance, Kathak, and Indian classical dance, Kuchipudi. So from any of those, or from art, which I could, if interested, I might end up doing some art competitions in the coming future. For my passion project, I'm very interested in cardiology and heart health. So I was planning to create a nonprofit organization that's pushing for awareness on how you should increase your heart health and prevent any heart diseases, and for advocacy in this field, as well as fundraising. So talking about lifestyle changes, meeting with people who have heart problems, creating educational information and websites, and just pushing for better awareness on how to increase your heart health. The U.S. is currently a leading country in terms of the amount of people in our country that are suffering from different heart diseases and heart problems. We have probably the highest rates of stroke, and we have the highest rates of heart attack in the world for our cause of death. I also wanted to create, I was the one who created the First Aid Club, which is talking about dealing with medical emergencies and contacting professionals. So especially meeting people in this field to talk about first aid, as well as getting CPR and AED certifications, which I already have for both children and adults. And then also like stop the bleed training and a bunch of other stuff that we have currently available. I'm still expanding on this club. So in terms of study skills, I really, in terms of study skills, I didn't apply many previously. I mostly just read my textbook, did my assignments, but after the BSMD course, I really learned a lot more on planning, organization, and time management, which really improved my grades recently, as well as my performance in my classes. I found that I was much more efficient and much more, I was finishing my work much faster and getting time to do things that I didn't think about doing previously. By creating schedules and using different study techniques that I learned about, I was able to get better scores on my tests and my quizzes and do better with my standardized testing. I also really expanded my role in these clubs, and I'm searching for more things to do that really tie into this, tie into my goal of going into medicine. And thank you. Any questions?
Great, Ananya. I mean, the detail to which you went was pretty darn amazing. A big round of applause to Ananya. Viraj, you want to go next, Viraj?
For my BSDM progress so far. So I do plan to take both ACT and SAT. I actually took my ACT this morning, hoping back for good test grades. I plan to take my ACT around junior year, senior year, depending on how I do on that ACT. So my resume, during this class, I've been able to create and utilize the resume. It shows my achievements, education, and activities. I'll be shows the classes I took in high school, along as my activities as a Boy Scout of America. I've used this resume to be accepted into volunteer organizations, such as the following. The Care Team Hospice. It's sort of a virtual organization that has members write cards to their hospice patients. It's a very nice organization that I found very interesting. BGC Hospice. It's a military veterans at the end of their life. It helps them know how grateful everyone is for their service to the country. People can send in cards and blankets to them, and that's sort of what they do. Another one is the Guiding Light. Guiding Light works to help send cards, and these cards are utilized for patients, community outreach projects, and active military members. So for my passion project, I took a while to choose about it because I came up with many ideas, but none of them really were something I wanted to do. And eventually, while looking through different passion projects, I decided to fill up a sketchbook. I chose to do this passion project, realizing how much I doodle on loose scratch paper, homework, and other assignments. I've never really been good at all, but I hope I can improve my art through this project. So some study skills I've learned is to keep a keen study space. My study space used to be very messy. I wasn't very organized, but I was ever since I cleaned up and tried to present my place a little better, it's been much easier to find things. I've been able to get work done more efficiently. A daily planner, I've been utilizing a physical daily planner, but for me, it wasn't very effective as I didn't really have it when I needed it, or it was just too much of a hassle. So I ended up switching to Google Calendar, where it was much more accessible and easier to use. The third thing is studying in an undistracted place. Sort of just put away distractions so I don't have to, so I can sort of study in peace without being distracted by my phone, as I often find myself getting off topic and not really being able to get any work done. So that was sort of a little view of what I've done. It's simplified. So I hope this wasn't.
Great. Just to let you know, Viraj joined in the middle. He missed a significant chunk, but he still came. He learned whatever was remaining and he applied. So a big round of applause to Viraj. Great plan, Viraj, and love your dedication and your plan. And we will be meeting again to go over a few things that we missed out on. Okay, so great presentation. Next up, we have Stuti.
Hi, I'm Stuti Deshpande, and this is my BSMD college plan. I took my VARC assessment, which is written over here, and it says I am an oral learner, which is basically like auditory, I believe, somebody who listens well and learns well by listening. My MBTI is an ENTJ-A, which is ENTJ assertive. There's two different types. There's a turbulent and an assertive type, and I'm the assertive. The main difference is that assertive ENTJs are able to work better under pressure. Like they actually enjoy like more stress because it helps like them work better. And I actually have noticed that a lot of times in my life. An ENTJ is also known as a commander, which means like they're leaders, good leaders, and they have good communication skills. My executive functioning skills, so my strengths are emotional control, planning and prioritizing, and persistence. So these are the science courses I'm planning on taking throughout my high school. I've counted, and overall I'm taking around 10 or 11 APs. So I'm in my freshman year right now, so I'm currently taking biology honors. I plan to take physics and chemistry honors together in sophomore year, AP chemistry and AP physics in junior year, and AP biology, AP environmental science, and AP psychology in my senior year. So my plan for standardized tests is I plan to take the SAT in my sophomore year, the summer of my sophomore year, and I plan to take the SAT either the summer of my sophomore year as well, or the summer of my junior year, but the summer of my junior year seems more reasonable than the summer of my sophomore year because I'm taking the SAT as well. I plan on taking both. So 3 things that are highlighted from my resume is that I'm trilingual, so I can speak 3 different languages. I speak Kannada, which is my mother tongue, Hindi, and English. So I guess it's like a really good skill to have. I'm also a public speaker. I've participated in a plethora of speech competitions and I've earned various awards, so I have good communication skills. And I'm proud of my leadership skills. I've participated in group events and group competitions, and I've often created a good environment for my team. So for my my extracurricular activities, I plan on volunteering. I also play volleyball, which I plan to do my entire high school time period. I've applied for like a lifeguard position, and I actually did get the job. I'm going through some of like the processes of actually getting to the job right now, but that's also one of my extracurricular activities. I plan on shadowing and interning at different places. However, that's going to come later because interning and shadowing aren't exactly very popular opportunities for a 15-year-old or a freshman. I plan on volunteering at, I guess I'll actually go into it much deeper later. Okay. So I've applied for the Penn Medicine Princeton Hospital volunteering here in New Jersey, and my application is still going through. I plan on working at as a lifeguard at Fox Pool, which is like here in Princeton. And I've also applied for the Green Cause, which is an environmental club, I guess, that is focused on spreading awareness about environmental related topics. So my passion project is surrounding neuroscience because I'm really interested in neuroscience. And I want to conduct like a research project on neuroscience and use this project as a way to spread awareness about neuroscience through social media, presentations, and research papers. I also am aiming for either creating a club or finding a way to incorporate this research into my school life as well. So the study skills that I acquired is a study group. I mean, it's not exactly like a study skill, but studying with a group has actually really helped me, especially for math tests where I have a lot of spontaneous questions. Like the last day before a test, I study with a group. That way, like any spontaneous questions I have, I end up like asking my friends who can help me out. I've also started using a planner, which has helped me. Like I write down all the tasks I need for the day or for the future and then just tick them off. And it always helps me know what I have to do. And I've also learned how to take good notes, which is like clear and concise notes where I'll be able to understand things, especially for world history or biology, where it has a lot of different things that you have to remember. And my honors and awards, I aim to get the Girl Scout Gold Award, which is completing 100 hours of community service through a project of choice. And I also want to get the AP Scholars Award, which is 3 or higher on 4 or more AP exams. This is just my base goal so far. I would aim for higher as well as time comes. And I want to also get like an honor or GPA award where like the GPA needs to be in the 3.0 or 4.0 range. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, Stuti. That was a good presentation, very energetic. I just want everybody to know that these kids came here, they worked very hard, they asked questions, they took initiative and created their own plan. This is like the culmination of a 9-week. I mean, you can just throw a plan at them and it's not going to work. I mean, if they go about doing research and create their own plan, it stays much better and they take ownership in implementing it. So I just provided the tools and the guidance and they went ahead and created a plan. So I'm so proud of them. Oh, I'm sorry, Ara was supposed to go. I apologize, Jessica. I forgot. Ara, you can go. Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Arv Senha and I'm currently a sophomore at Panther Creek High School, which is located in Frisco, Texas. This is my BSMD college. So about me, my VARC assessment score, which is what I expected, was I learned most when I'm asking a lot of questions and interacting with the teachers more than like listening or reading books. My strengths for executive functioning skills were emotional control, organization, and goal-directed. These are some courses I'm taking. So my courses selection across 4 years consists of 12 APs, maybe 13 if I change one. And it has AP Environmental Science, AP Chem, AP Bio, and AP Physics, which is 4 sciences I'm taking. My plan for center tests, I currently taking the SAT. I'm taking 2 tutors, in which I got a 1330 as a sophomore. Well, this is not updated. I have a 1350, and I'm planning to attain the national merit, so which I need a 1500 by October on the PSAT. So need a lot of studying for that. I'll do that by taking practice tests every week or 2 weeks and work with my tutor. Summary of my resume. So thank you to Coach Joe. In this class, we made our resume, which I used to apply to a lot of volunteering opportunities. One was the hospice in Dallas, which I got in. And another thing is the veterans. I used the resume to apply to the veteran volunteer organization. My extracurricular, some extracurriculars I'm doing is DECA, also BPA. which I'm all competing in my junior year and senior year, which I wish to attend the ILCs, get to national. NHS, I'm a sophomore currently, so I'm underclassman, but I've applied and I got in for next year. And hopefully I'm running for a president on my senior year. I'm also doing research with Dr. Raj in this research program, and I hope to publish at least 3 to 4 research papers at the end of my high school career. My medical volunteer opportunities there's this program called All Is Well, and I'm taking a CNA course, Certified Nurse Assistant course I'm taking this summer, which I plan to achieve, and then I can start working as a CNA. Also, after I start working that, I'll plan to take the PCT course as well. Some volunteer opportunities I'm doing is a project called Project Diversidad, which I'm also gonna use for my passion project. This project is where I'm tutoring and working with kids from low-income areas such as Oakland, California, and we're tutoring elementary school students in math and reading. Also, this summer I'll be working with Dr. Saxena, a pediatrician. I'll be shadowing her this whole summer and planning to do 11th grade and 12th grade. And another volunteering thing I've done is the Diwali Beach, where I've served as a lifeguard, and I do that every Diwali. Passion project, which I stated back to, is a Meaningful Teens Project Diversita. I want to partner with Meaningful Teens and create create tutoring programs in more low-income areas. Some study skills I've acquired is stopping of procrastination. I always waited for the last day to finish my assignments, due dates, which I stopped doing by organizing and planning what's the most important things to the least important things. My honors and awards, I want to achieve the Presidential Volunteering Award, the AP Capstone Award, and the host ILC plus DECA and BPA, where I want to achieve state and then ILC. And I've also want to achieve the Congressional Debate Award. I'm in Congressional Debate, and I've competed before, and I want to achieve on the national level. And that's my presentation. Thank you, Coach Joe.
Wonderful, Arav. It's really, really nice, like your passion and your drive. Next up, we have Jessica.
Hi, I'm Jessica Joseph, and I'm planning on doing the BSMD program. So about me, my personality is I'm an INFP, and from my VARC assessment, I got mild oral as my result, which just means that overall I'm more auditory. And some study strategies that are related with how I best study and well fit my personality would be writing notes, hearing video explanations, asking questions to the teacher, and understanding main ideas and connections. So some executive functioning skills would be I work best in environments that encourages teamwork. I'm very open-minded and inclusive and encouraging, but some of the weaknesses I have would be that I'm an overthinker and I tend to be a bit idealistic. So the plan that I have for my courses was this year, freshman year, I took AP Bio and Math Analysis. In sophomore year, I'm doing AP Chemistry and AP Calc. Junior year, I'm doing AP Chem 2 and AP Research to get the capstone diploma. And during junior year, I'll take both SAT and ACT. And during senior year, I'll be doing AP Physics and AP Stat. So part of my resume, it's not fully developed, but I'll continue working on it as I progress through my high school years. So it would include educational achievements, the extracurriculars such as engine and volunteering at a soup kitchen called Cecil and Bean Soup Kitchen, and I'd also have honors and awards. So extracurriculars include engine volunteering at the soup kitchen. I will try to volunteer for the Paoli Hospital, and this summer I will be shadowing my dentist and volunteering at hospice. And my passion project will be dealing with helping kids with English as their secondary language, and I'll be teaching and empowering elementary school kids. So some study skills I've acquired are asking the teacher a question, planning ahead of time instead of procrastinating and waiting for things in the last minute. I've acquired the skill of being an active participant in the classroom, doing practice questions, writing notes, using organizers, and study guides, reviewing test materials, and working on managing time when answering questions during tests. My honors and awards that I will be pursuing later on in high school would be the AP Capstone Diploma. I'll be getting the National Merit Scholar and the AP Scholar Award. And that's the end of my presentation. I want to thank everyone for listening and also Coach Joe for guiding me through this program.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want to congratulate you on surviving 9 weeks. It's not easy. I'm a pretty tough coach when it comes to like teaching and getting that. But it was so amazing working with each and every one of you. You showed up, you asked questions, you drove your journey, and that's what matters. So bye now and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.